All right, slay. Okay, so we have this one, and this is one that I affectionately like to call pain and sadness. But anyway, so this is a product rule thing because you're like multiplying these two, right? Except like, look at that. This is really sad, and no one wants to deal with it. But this goes like any regular what's it called product rule thing, except you're gonna have to use the chain rule within it somewhere because this exists and that makes us sad. So you do the first times the derivative of the second plus the second times the derivative of the first. Like that's the easy part. Like that's the part that everybody knows. And so you have negative 3x plus 2 to the 1/5. This is really hard to do on camera. Oh god. To the 1/5 times negative 10x because that's the derivative of the thing, and then you take the derivative, you take the second, which is negative 5x squared minus 2 times the derivative of this handy dandy little this thing right here. Except what is that? That's a fraction. You know what? You can't have fractions. And you know what else you can't have? This thing, like a function inside of a function, which is what this is, which implies that you need to use the chain rule. So sneakily, like the bugger you are, you need to take out the 1/5 to the front and just apply the chain rule as usual. So you end up with 1/5 minus 3x plus 2, except then you have to bring it back up to do the thing as that rule applies. And so that's to the negative 4/5 now. But you also have to keep in mind that during the chain rule, you take the derivative of this and multiply it by this whole thing. Like you multiply the derivative of the inside function, which is negative 3. And so you have all of that in parentheses. And it gets really difficult when it comes to like simplifying. So I leave it like this first, and we're just going to come over here to my worksheet. And as you can see, before I even try to start combining like terms, I take out the portion that I know I want to get rid of, which is the negative exponent. And so after I take out the negative exponent, I cross it out up here because that's no longer like relevant. I multiply these two terms here, and I simplify as usual in accordance to the rest of the rules. Also, because this is a negative exponent, this right here, if it'll focus, please focus. Okay, what a bugger. Because this is a negative, you cannot forget to bring it down to the bottom. And a big problem that arose in class when people were doing this is that you get this 6/5 fraction here once you simplify all of this mess. And you can't forget that he doesn't like having fractions within fractions, so you have to multiply the numerator and denominator by 5 so that you can get your final answer.